Mami, ¿está bien? ¿Se despertó? ¿Lo dejaste solo?
Well, Mom was taking care of the baby. She left him alone in the bed.
No lo dejes solo.
This girl. Who would have thought that going to the hair salon was going to unearth so much within me? It ended up being a therapy session I didn't know I needed. My ultimate self-care ritual turned into a reality check. Getting my hair done was that thing that made me feel me again. It's that thing that I just love doing for myself. I'm super excited. I text all my friends about it. Like, what do you think about this hairstyle? It's just that thing that just was the thing for me. Except this time it ended up being a reminder of how things are different now, especially that I'm a mom, and how things will never be the same for the good and for the not so good. So welcome back to another episode of the VV Show. This space was created to reflect the messy but beautiful reality of womanhood in today's world. It's a space where we get to untangle the intricacies of personal growth to the dynamic of work and family, and the ways we have to navigate expectation, our own, others, and society. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So even from the beginning of setting the appointment, I started to feel stressed and a little guilty. Guilty because I was going to do something that I wanted, not something that I actually needed. I wondered if it was the right time. Should I push it to later? Should I wait until the baby's bigger? Should I wait till I actually need to get my hair done? So naturally, I called my mom and I talked to her about it. But she reassured me, hey, listen, it's okay to take some time for yourself. And I talked to my husband. He's like, baby, don't worry, I'll go with you and I'll take care of Theo. I asked them, if I was asking for permission, a way to calm that part of me that was already feeling guilty. The thought of just being away from Theo literally has made me cry, and I'm exclusively breastfeeding, so I felt like I needed to be next to the baby all the time, even though I knew I could give him a bottle and he'll be taken care of by his dad. I worried, what if the milk runs out, or what if he needs me? All these what ifs started to come up, and I thought that there was no way that I could be away from him for so long. Getting my hair done is an all-day thing, especially because I have a lot of hair. But the truth was that I needed the baby more than he actually needed me. We fast forward, finally arrived to that day. I get ready, the baby's milk is in the cooler, and we head to the salon. And as soon as I walked to the salon, everything I was feeling got amplified because things just didn't go as expected. This was a new place that I wanted to try, and trying a new place is always scary. I know, champagne problems, whatevs. Since the baby is feeding on demand, I had to pump out milk. I was preparing for this the entire week, pumping at any moment that I could, and my baby and husband were there, and that's just already another layer of stress, having my husband and baby be there. So I get there and I'm sitting in the seat, they bring me coffee, then I look down and 30 minutes go by, 45 minutes go by, an hour goes by, and I'm like, okay, when are they gonna start getting ready? So I finally get up and I talk to the receptionist, and I'm like, listen, I've been here for over an hour, I have a newborn waiting for me, I don't have time for this. And she's like, listen, we're so sorry, we're a little busier than normal today, she'll be right with you. I go back to sit down, and finally an hour and a half go by and they get to me, and I already had an appointment set up, so I was feeling like crap because I'm thinking to myself, I should have just left, I should have walked out, but I really wanted to get my hair done. So finally an hour and a half go by and they get to me, and at this point guilt is eating me up in silence. I remember just sitting there feeling super antsy and uncomfortable because I've been there already for so long, and the baby just, is waiting for me. So getting my hair done was no longer an enjoyable experience. I felt this guilt because my husband and my baby were waiting for me. Going to the salon is one of those things that I did before having a baby where I didn't have to consider anyone's time but my own. Now I had to take into account my partner and my baby who were waiting for me. Even if they were in the comfort of our home, I would be freaking out because I took so long, thinking to myself, what if the baby's milk runs out? What if they actually need me, for whatever reason? Then as I'm sitting there and, they're starting to do my hair, I started to feel something other than guilt. I felt odd, I felt out of place, and I thought to myself, why am I feeling this way? What exactly am I feeling? I couldn't pinpoint it at that time, but what I felt was that I actually didn't belong. And all the people around me were these influencers, celebrities talking about who they met the weekend before and all these cool plans that they had for the 4th of July, and then it hit me. I felt like I had nothing going on in my life except taking care of my baby and being with my husband. It was this reality check of how drastically my life had changed. The Vane before the baby would have all these cool plans to travel the world, to accomplish so much, to be this other version of me. I hadn't thought about future plans and goals since being pregnant and giving birth. My whole energy and time and resources have been focusing on the right now with the baby. And as a team of stylists were doing my, balayage and bleaching my hair, all I could think of was that people around me were these big influencers, celebrities with all these followers, 200K followers, 1 million followers, and I felt like an imposter, like just 2,000 followers. And I thought to myself, like, who am I to share? Who am I to be here and sharing my life experiences when I'm just having this normal, regular life? So all of these thoughts start to consume my mind. Like, does it even matter what I'm doing? Like, the imposter syndrome really took over. And it's something that I've actually been navigating for a long time. And here it is. The imposter syndrome is showing up again at the most unexpected place out of all places. So during this entire time, 8 long hours, Lowe's and the baby were absolutely incredible. Like, hats off to them. They were walking around the plaza. Lowe's was feeding the baby. They came in and out to see me. And when I had a little bit of moment, even with my hair all wet or bleach or with all these foils, I went into a little room and tended to the baby. Like, I fed him. And I made sure to send a message to the receptionist and to let them know, hey, my baby's going to be there. My husband's also going to be taking care of him, but just, letting you know, because I wanted to make sure I would let the salon know. Everyone was super nice. The main stylist, its owner, actually, I just felt like she was super busy. She just had all these celebrity friends and she was super busy. And I honestly felt like they took over. They were more important than me being there. So she had to send me to another stylist who was also finishing up my hair because I had so much hair. And that was another thing. It felt a little annoying because she's like, oh my God, you have so much hair. And it kept on coming up you have so much hair, you have so much hair. Oh my God, that's incredible. And I understand I have a lot of hair. I get it. I really do. But it honestly felt more like this annoyance rather than oh my God, your hair is so beautiful and incredible and can't wait to work on your hair. It felt like she was just super busy, and I'm someone with a crap ton of hair and who wants to do a drastic change on top of everything. But the other stylists that were there who were doing my toner, who were doing everything, they were super, super nice and considerate, because they could feel that I was so worried, and they would talk to me. They're like, hey, how are you feeling? Do you need anything? And I was like, I'm good. Everything's okay. They would look at the baby and they're like, he's adorable. Don't feel guilty. Because they could sense I was so freaking worried. And they sat down and they were two of the girls that were there sat down next to me, the stylist, and mentioned, it's so funny how we women feel so guilty about doing things and men waiting for us. But if it was them, they would go about and do the things and perhaps not feel as guilty or worried. So it's just a reminder that I was there and I felt heard and seen by these other women. So finally, after these long hours of getting my hair done, my hair is finally finished. And I am excited, but not really, because I was so stressed. So I walked out of the salon, and as soon as I walked out, I started crying, bawling. And my husband looked at me and asked me, what's wrong, babe? What's going on? And I just said, keep walking, just keep walking. I don't want them to see me. He kept on asking, what is wrong? Did you not like it? Is this not what you wanted? And I responded, I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted. And I wasn't really talking about the hair or how it looked, because it looked incredible. I liked how it looked. I was referring to all the emotions that I felt and were unearthed during this time. And then the cherry on top, as I was walking out and I'm finally feeling relaxed because I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna feed the baby. My husband's been waiting for so long and I'm super stressed out. And I'm at the, checkout, and they tell me the price. And I just gasped. I cannot believe that I'm going to pay this much money. At tops, I pay $800, $700. And this time with tip and the hair products, because they bleached it, it ended up being almost $2K or a little over $2K. $2,000 to get my hair done is the most expensive hair service I have ever done in my entire life. And it was a shock to my system. I was not expecting that. So when I walked out of the salon after I paid that, I started to cry and I felt so responsible because I'm a mom now, because I'm not in a place to financially be splurging on hair like this. And yes, this place was ridiculously expensive. And it was also a reminder of how I'm still not where I want to be financially. And I want to be financially free. And that was another stress that was added to everything else I was already feeling. And it's wild to think that going to the hair salon was going to reveal so much of my inner kind of like challenges and what I'm going through and what I'm going through at this current moment. And this experience taught me that I'm no longer the person that I was before. There are new restraints and responsibilities in my life, ones that I did not have before. Freedom is one of my core values, and now it's being redefined as a mom. Even though I wanted to be a mom, and that's something that I've always dreamed of, it was a reality check of how many changes I actually have to make in my life. This hair appointment was a reminder of how I'm no longer operating on my own time, that I'm still far away from some of my goals and desires. And it was a reminder of where I'm at in life, at the intersection of womanhood and motherhood, forever working on not feeling guilty for taking time for myself. To those of you who are listening, let me know if you're a mom, if you've gone through something similar, or even if you're not a mom, but you want to become one. And if you've experienced something similar like this, with this guilt, with this stress level that you feel for taking time for yourself. And sometimes it's good to know that we're not alone in going through these life experiences that come up. So I would love to hear from you guys. But for now, thank you for listening. And if you have, just make sure you hit the subscribe button for more. Send me a message or send to someone that you think would love to hear this.